Hello guys, welcome to another FU Money. Hello Bitcoin plebs and bulls. Today the first interweek video of the week. Can you guys please tell me if everything is okay with the video and the sound? If anyone watching in 1080p, 60 frames per second, if the image quality is good or not. I will be waiting for the messages on the chat. But keyword for today, patience. Keyword for today, really important. I guess we will not have Bitcoin gifts during Christmas, but anyway, let's take a look at the numbers. All good with video and sound. Before we go to the numbers, let's just see if the social tab is actually working. So we have José Melo today. Hey, thank you for coming. Hugo Cruz and Ricardo Patroni is here also. So hello guys. And we have the moderator Javiera is here with us today too. So for those just joining, I was actually saying the keyword for now, while we are exactly at critical levels between scenario A and scenario B, is patience. So this is a no trade zone, no trade time, no trade anything. But let's go to the numbers and see what is happening there. I will leave this here just for you guys. When you want to ask any questions, I will try to address them. Let's have a quick video today, not really long. It's a inter-week video, so you guys know the drill. Let me just refresh this to get the updated numbers. So Bitcoin is recovering. I was preparing the stream about 1 hour ago. And we were about 1 or 2 hours ago, if I'm not mistaken, we were already below 46,000. Now we are recovering a bit. We went to 45.5. This corresponds to the lowest peak here at the numbers. But let me put it full screen so you guys can see it better. So this little peak over here was around $45,500, if I'm not mistaken. On the charts, we will check that for sure. But right now, for the last 24 hours of spot trading volume, spot only trading volume, Bitcoin is around $46,337, which corresponds to minus 1.96% as compared to the previous 24 hours price. And the volume traded is around $9.8 billion. Number 2, Ethereum, around $3,841 with a traded volume in the past 24 hours of $7.78 billion. The rest you guys can read. So I don't, I will not, of course, talk about any of this here. Today I'm doing a test. Let me just check how this is actually on YouTube. I will refresh the page and see if we are limited again. Yes, we are. So as soon as I start, so I guess YouTube is having a war with me. And every time I start a stream, even without saying any crazy words or any content that might be not suitable for ads, YouTube is limiting the ads on my videos. So I will have to address this soon. So let's take a quick look here at the mempool. And the mempool right now has, I'm refreshing the page, we have 5 blocks waiting to be passed on to the blockchain. So if you guys want to transact Bitcoin on the layer 1 chain, of course, the blockchain itself, the low priority one, which will have a wait of about an hour, 51 minutes for now. If you want to get into this block, you will have to pay 4 sats per byte, which corresponds to 26 cents on the dollar. And medium priority, if you want to get inside one of the blocks, still not going there, it's 39 cents, 6 sats per byte. The high priority one is 52 cents for the transaction, 8 sats per byte. So that's what's happening on the mempool. The mempool is not really crowded right now. We just have 5 blocks waiting, and this one is about to close too. So we will start by having the construction of another block just now in a few seconds or 1 or 2 minutes probably. And that's the status of the mempool right now. Of course, if you want to transact smaller amounts of Bitcoin and pay almost nothing for that, you can always use the Lightning Network. And here it is. The next block is already being constructed. So we now have 6 blocks waiting to be transferred to the blockchain and validated on the blockchain. Okay, so that's it. The mempool is not so crowded. It's not very expensive to transact bigger amounts of Bitcoin on the layer 1 blockchain right now. So let me leave this in the numbers and let's go to the charts. Total market cap is now below the rectangle that we all know already. So I don't like it. No one does, but we are continuing this accumulation sideways. Although the price of, not the price, but the total amount of market cap right now is below the rectangle I plotted some time ago, already a few weeks. So I don't like that. If you want to know, I want to make this one short. So if you want to really understand what's happening here with the ABC correction and the trend channel coming back down, so please watch the previous video and the second to last previous video also. So the last two videos that were published with technical analysis on this channel, and you will fully understand what is going on here. But right now I don't like the total market cap being again below this rectangle that we plotted here. Also, the bulls and the bears are having a really big fight right now for Bitcoin price, so we will just check that next on the next chart. And people continue to join and be very welcome here, guys. Of course, I'm looking at the chat sometimes, but I want to make this one a quick one. So let's continue and let's go to the... Actually, the Bitcoin dominance has increased a bit. So I didn't check the Bitcoin dominance for some time. And we are now, again, by the third time having this triple bottom, which is very, very weird. Normally, you have a double bottom and recovery to the upside. Right now, we have a triple bottom, but the candle for today, so as you guys know, this is a daily, sorry, this is not a daily, this is exactly 1 week. So every candle is a week. We have been going down for a lot of weeks already. We achieved again the support level, and now this week we have been going up, which means that the altcoins are losing ground facing Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is increasing the dominance, and that's good. So we are already above the low 39%, which we were just a few weeks ago. Let me check here. 39.89 was the lowest of this trend down, and now we are around 40.7, almost 40.7, 68. So that's it. Bitcoin weekly chart. We are still on the critical level. I'm just going to remove this, all the plottings from the chart, and I will point out some things I really don't like, but there is another one which I really don't mind and actually is a good sign. So let's start with the bad ones. I don't like we closed a candle, a weekly candle below the 50 period SMA. So this is really important right now. We have the previous week's candle here, and this week's candle closed below the 50 period SMA, while the previous one that was touching the 50 period SMA closed exactly on top, well, just a hair below the 50 period SMA, but the next week started already on the green, and we started to go, actually we went down a bit more, but then we just started the week very nicely going up and recovering with the reversal of the price action to the upside here. So actually this close by a hair below the 50 period SMA was not so damaging for Bitcoin price, and we recovered immediately to the upside with this first wave of the 5 Elliott wave count that I'm still expecting to happen. So right now, this is not a good sign. So I don't like this one because this one is not by a hair. It closed actually really below the 50 period SMA. And now we continue this week by having some negative price action and still trying to go below. So that's one of the signs I don't really like. And also we continue to have a 1 to 9 on the red, a 1 to 9 red count. And we are now on the 6, which means that if this continues, we might have 3 more weeks of downside, which is not good, of course, unless we have a reversal soon, as all the indications pointed out, but we are still waiting for that to happen. So let's see if this configuration, which is getting rounded and actually on the daily chart shows some sideways accumulation, will work out, and we have a reversal on this candle going again above the 50 period SMA, the yellow line on your screens, and continuing to the upside. So it could be the reversal point, but I don't like the close of this candle below the 50 period SMA. So that's really important, and I wanted to point that out so that you guys know that right now nothing is really looking good except for the sideways action on the RSI, which continues to reproduce the same pattern we had here, just a bit below, but we continue to have sideways here on the RSI, which shows that the bears are also not so strong as we might imagine, and right now we are losing strength. And so I will show you and point out the first positive sign, which is the MACD. As you guys can see, the gap between the bars has been increasing, and right now, but we are still during this week, so we are still going for this week, which corresponds to the last bar you guys see here on the MACD. The gap is really smaller as compared to the other ones from the other bars previously plotted here. The three previous bars on the red had bigger gaps between them, and this one has a very, very small gap, just by a hair, a bit bigger than the previous one, which also shows that the bears are losing momentum, and probably we will start to see some sideways action and going back to the upside soon. All the indicators, all the oscillators are really at minimum levels when you start to see them from the daily chart to smaller time frames. So I have some indications that we might start to see exhaustion here at the bear side and having nothing else to sell. So let's see if that works out. But I like the fact that this bar, while we are still going, so this bar is not closed yet, but while we are still going during this week, it's not showing signs of getting really bigger than the other gaps we had before. So that's really important. I wanted to point that out for you guys. So negative points, we closed the candle below the 50-period SMA. We are now on top of the bottom of the triangle. I will just show you that on the next chart. I can actually turn on the plottings again, so you guys can see we are exactly on top of the bottom of the triangle, and this could be a very important, very important reversal point for the price action, but we still don't have any confirmations, as you'll see on the daily chart. And also the positive sign that the MACD is showing that the bulls are losing a bit of momentum. So let's see how that goes. If we have a reversal here on the 6th, we will flip this count as soon as we break the $50,000 level. I would like to see that. So let's see if we can flip the count to the green again and start a new count on the number 1. And on that count on the weekly chart, we actually break out the top of the triangle. Because if that does not happen, and if we go to the scenario B, which is retesting the 40,000 level, as we did here in September, on the 20th of September, on the week of the 20th of September, we might be in trouble. So I don't like that. I want scenario A to play out and reverse the price action inside the triangle. Okay, so let's go to the daily chart quickly and see what's going on there. And we are still testing the bottom of the triangle. So this is important. We have been below it 2 times already. This green candle went below the bottom of the triangle, and this candle, which we are now, which corresponds to today, was also below the bottom of the triangle, and the level was exactly $45,580, from which we recovered already more exactly $800. So just a bit below $800 since the lowest point of this candle. So it shows that the bulls are right here. The bulls are right here fighting with the bears, trying to keep the price action above the bottom of the triangle and trying to buy these levels as the first levels of interest for the bulls, which is very good. And it shows here, it shows on the RSI that we have been already very close to oversold territory, oversold region here. Here we just touched it, and here we actually went a hair below into the region of oversold. So in this case, we are going sideways right now on the daily chart, and that's good because that's what we want. We want to go sideways and probably a small recovery towards breaking the top of the descending channel, and that will be the first signal that plan A is still not invalidated, and we can continue to reverse the price action. That's what I'm waiting for plan A. If by any chance we close today's candle below the triangle, or we close next the weekly candle next Sunday evening to Monday morning, and we close it also below this triangle, then guys, it's the confirmation that plan A or scenario A is invalidated, and we are now playing a scenario B, where you can actually find Bitcoin prices to go to 40,000 to retest the previous level of support of the corrective wave 2 of the 5 Elliott waves that we are still playing on here. So Daily chart, we have to maintain this level. We have to be above the triangle, and we cannot actually go below and close this candle below the triangle. That will be a disaster if that happens. We are now on scenario B, and you guys should start to think what to do if you want to DCA around 39,000, 40,000, which is the previous last swing low that we had, corrective swing low of the corrective wave 2, sorry. And that was around, I will tell you, so on the charts you can find it here. So this was the corrective wave 2, and we found this during the month of September from the 21st to the 29th of September. So the last week of September was exactly the point that I would not like to retest on plan B, but on scenario B. But in this case, if we close the candle below the triangle, that's what will happen, and I don't like it. So guys, this is an interweek video, and Jose Diaz just joined, and a few other people are also joined here. So if you want to ask me any questions, let's try to keep it fast. I don't want to make a very long video today, just around 20 minutes. You guys know the drill. So let's see if you have any doubts on this update of the price action. Please ask me. Just don't forget to mention the channel, and of course I will be available for that. Let me just take a look while you think. If you want to ask me anything, I will just take a look at the dollar. The dollar is going down, so that's a good sign. This is a good sign that the dollar was rejected again by the 5th week in a row, and now it's going down for this week. And I would love that to be an engulfing candle by the close of the week on Sunday to Monday. And if that happens, it's a very good sign that we might see the dollar start a new short-term trend to the downside, which would help Bitcoin to recover from this critical point, this critical level around the bottom of the triangle. So let's see how that goes for the week. Let me just take a peek at the daily chart on the dollar. Yeah, so we are still trying to find support here on the 20-period SMA, but the dollar is having very, very high difficulties to overcome this level around 96.8 on the Dixie. Okay. So that's the dollar. Let me take a quick look at gold. Gold continues to be doing nothing. So we started a new candle here. Yeah, exactly. So we started a new candle just a few hours ago, and we are still on top of the moving averages. As you guys can see, the 3 moving averages converging to the same point, exactly where the doji candle is, which is the candle for this week. And gold is really having a hard time to break above all the moving averages resistance at these levels and continue to the upside, which is what is expected, because gold broke out of the handle of that 10-year cup and handle. You guys know already, this is a 10-year cup and handle of gold, and we finally broke out of this handle here. So I'm expecting some uptrend for gold in the next few months, and just needs to start here by breaking the resistance of those moving averages. Okay, so that's gold. Let's take a look at the S&P, and that's really important. The S&P is going down, and we have a sell signal. So as I said, if you guys remember, and we have a gap between the bars, between the candles. That's not a very good sign also for Bitcoin, because you guys know that some people will try to sell Bitcoin, some of those big investors, to compensate for the losses of the S&P market here. The market is still open, but look at that. This was the candle on Friday. Friday close was around $4,620, and we opened the market today around $4,587. So we have a gap on the candle and a sell signal. We have the red star, and I don't know if the 20-period SMA will hold the price here. I would prefer this to hold and to have the S&P actually finding support on the 20-period SMA and go back up. That would also help Bitcoin a bit, because the correlation is being lost between the two. However, you guys know that some whales still use Bitcoin as a hedge against the S&P, and if they lose money on the S&P, they of course will sell some Bitcoin to compensate for those profits that they didn't make on the S&P. So I would prefer this to actually hold on the 20-period SMA and have a reversal next week, starting a green candle here, but the week is still early. We are still on Monday. Let's see how the week goes for the S&P. The sell signal, however, I don't like. Okay, guys, let's see. No questions. 50% for A and 50% for B. Well, that's actually a very good question. Let me go back to the chart. And who asked that? Bruno Miguel. Let's go here and see where that question is. There. So Bruno Miguel is asking if my sentiment for the market is around 50% for A and 50% for B, which means that actually no one knows what's going to happen, which in fact is true. So we don't know what's going to happen. We just know that there's a big fight between the bulls and the bears right now for that position around 46,000, and Bitcoin continues to go up. We started the stream around 46,300 and we are now 46,450. The fight continues, and let me tell you, I don't really like the structure. So that I might say that I'm more inclined to have 55% for the scenario B and 45% for scenario A. And I will explain why. Let me just take this message from here right now so we can see it better, why I'm saying this. So if you look closely on the daily chart, this price structure here, the three candles, the last three candles, including this one, which is today's candle. So this structure that we have a green candle, then we had a green candle, which turned out to be a red shooting star, almost a shooting star. It's a doji, but almost the wick below this doji part of the candle is very, very short. So I will consider this a shooting star, and then continuation on the red already below the triangle once. So actually, I'm inclined to say that this structure, when you have a green candle and then a continuation of the green candle that just before closing turned out to be a shooting star on the red and then continuation on the red on the next candle, this usually results in a drop, okay? So that's why I'm saying 55% scenario B, 45% scenario A, and just looking at the structure of the candles, that's what I'm inclined to say. Unless the bulls really show up here and start to buy like crazy as soon as this attempts for a second time to go below the triangle, which is the green line you see here, diagonal green line you see on your screens. But that was a very, very good question, and actually made me say something I forgot, which was the candle structure that we have here. And that right now is again trying to go to the downside. So we already lost $100 on the price action. That's a very good question. Thank you, guys. Crypto dealer is here. Hey man, how are you? And in your opinion, of course. So I answered that one already. And Bruno is thanking me for the answer and saying that we should go and shoot the bears. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I would really like, but the candle structure for the last 3 days is not very, very good looking. I don't like the shooting star of yesterday's candle, and I don't like that we today already went below the triangle, and luckily there were some bulls buying the price, but we are actually testing this like crazy. I don't like too many retests of the bottom of the triangle, so you guys know that. The more a line is tested, the weaker it becomes. So if we continue to retest the bottom of the triangle, the most probable outcome will be a breakout to the downside, which is not what we want. Okay, guys, so I really enjoyed this interweek video today. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate you coming here. And today we had a good audience. Actually, I think it was bigger than the weekly live stream on Saturday. I guess people are using Saturdays now to go outside and forget the computers and the markets, and that's very good for you guys. I also would like to do that, but the compromise of having this on Saturdays stops me from doing it. But if you guys want to enjoy Saturdays, that's very cool for you. I also think that people should use the weekends to forget about the markets. Sometimes it's better to clear your heads, and that's a good thing. So that's what I had for you, just a small update for today. Nothing really complicated. We maintain the I'm still a bit divided between scenario A and B. The sum of this video is that I'm a bit more inclined, 55% to plan to scenario B and 45% to scenario A, just because of the candle structure that we have here on the charts. Okay, guys, that's it. 26 minutes of video. Thank you very much for today. I will just, of course, show you the usual stuff, just a few seconds. For those that don't know, of course, I have here the links for you to follow me on Twitter. The first one on top is my personal account. The one in the middle is the channel's account on Twitter, where I publish the videos that are going live. And the third one is the Telegram group that you can join and then discuss Bitcoin and other markets in general 24 hours a day with more than 650 people that will be very welcoming if you want to join the Telegram group. So thank you for that. And if you missed it, right now on the screen, you can go below on the video notes there and you will find all these links. Also on Rumble and Apple Podcasts, we are there, don't forget. So this is the plan B. If by any chance we disappear from YouTube, you guys know what to do. We are on rumble.com. Just search for FU Money channels. There are 3 of them. The usual one, which is this one, the podcast, and then the Portugal one, and the FU Money news. You guys know the drill. And Apple Podcasts has already the audio for listening on the go for the FU Money Portugal. We will try to get it also this one, but only for the conversations and interviews. Okay, guys, thank you very much for today's for coming today, and I will of course leave you now with the usual words of wisdom.
All right, let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
Exactly, guys, let's roll and let's be really careful out there in the markets, and I will see you again for another interweek video, probably on Wednesday. Until then, bye bye.